You believe that one more thing will finally be enough. One more experience, one more pleasure, one more moment. But it never is. And deep down, you already know that. There is something most people never realize about desire. It was not designed to satisfy you. It was designed to move you, to keep you searching, to keep you wanting. Think about the last time you truly wanted something. You imagined it. You felt it. You convinced yourself that once you had it, everything would change. And then you got it. For a moment, there was silence. And then something shifted. The intensity faded. The meaning disappeared. And something new appeared. Another desire. This is the pattern over and over and over. You call it pleasure, but in reality, it's a loop. A loop designed to keep you engaged, not fulfilled. Your mind is not built for satisfaction. It is built for pursuit, because satisfaction ends the process. And your mind resists endings. It wants stimulation, novelty, more, always more. That is why nothing is ever enough. Not because you are weak, but because the system was never meant to let you feel complete. Every desire follows the same structure: a trigger, a sensation, a pull, then action, then temporary relief, and after that, emptiness. And from that emptiness, a new desire is born. This cycle is constant, invisible to most people, but once you see it, you cannot ignore it anymore. You begin to notice the pattern everywhere, in habits, in routines, in your own behavior. The same structure repeating endlessly. And here is where it becomes dangerous, because anything that can keep you wanting can control you. Not through force, but through desire. If something can predict what you want, it can predict what you will do. If it can shape what you want, it can shape your behavior. And that means control. The most dangerous part, you think you are choosing, but most of your desires were never yours. They were introduced, repeated, reinforced, until they felt natural. And what feels natural feels like truth. So you follow it, without questioning, without seeing the pattern. Over time, you begin to confuse conditioning with identity. You say, "This is what I want." But the real question is, who taught you to want it? This is where awareness begins, not by controlling desire, but by observing it. Because the moment you step back, you begin to see the separation. The desire is there, but so are you, and they are not the same. That distance changes everything. Because once something is seen clearly, it loses part of its power. And this is what most people avoid. Seeing, because it is uncomfortable. It forces you to realize that much of what drives you was never truly yours. And once you realize that, the cycle begins to weaken. You start to pause, you stop reacting automatically, you begin to observe. And in that moment, control begins to return, slowly, silently, until one day you realize something strange. The things that once controlled you no longer have the same power, not because they disappeared, but because you finally saw them. So the question is no longer, how do I satisfy my desires? The real question is, why do they control me? And once you begin to ask that, everything begins to change.